pretty people. Welcome to Simply Delish Duo. Today we are going to show you how to make the world's best chili. World's best, you ask? Well, my friend's 11-year-old son came over one day and gave it a try and said, "Mom, this is the world's best chili." So we thought we'd put it through the test and ask two of our friends to give it a try and see what they think. So watch to the end to see their reaction.
So if you want to see more of our recipes, please subscribe to our channel by hitting that red subscribe button below.
Let's run down the list of the ingredients that we will need for our world famous chili. First of all, 4 pounds of extra lean ground beef. Emphasis on the extra lean.
Oh, wait, 4 pounds? I know you guys are thinking, oh my gosh, that is so much meat. But hey, we're Italian. What can you say? We cook in big batches. But you know what? There's a reason for this too. Chili, you guys, freezes well. For those lazy nights that you don't feel like cooking, you take some out of the freezer and you have a meal.
Or two, actually, or three. Yeah.
And if my dad was here, you know what he'd say? Ma, you cook for the odd me.
Yeah, we get that from my mom.
Oh, yeah.
So 4 pounds of extra lean ground beef. And if this is too much for you, cut this recipe in half. So instead of 4, do 2 and cut everything else, the whole recipe in half. I'm using 2 cans of tomatoes. Let's see here. 28 fluid ounces of crushed tomatoes, which is this one, and diced tomatoes, which is this one right here. 1 large onion, 1 yellow bell pepper, about 2 cups of carrots. What I've done is I've chopped up 4 carrots in total. I thought 4 pounds of ground beef, 4 carrots. So it looks about, I'm eyeballing about 4 cups. Didn't really do the measurement. Oh, sorry, 2 cups. 2 cups, thank you. And a little over 2 cups of red kidney beans. I had the dry kidney beans at home. I have about 3 or 4 bags. So what I did, I always use canned, but what I did for this one is I decided let's start using up my dried kidney beans. So I just let it soak overnight and I boiled it for about an hour this morning with some lightly salted water. But go ahead and use canned if you want.
We're going into fall. Look at the colors. They're all fall colors.
Fall
Beautiful.
colors, aren't they?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Let's run down the spices. So first of all, in this bowl, we've got 4 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and also about 3 teaspoons of salt. We might need more. What I do is I always taste near the end. If it needs more, throw a little more in, throw more spices in. But to start off with, we've got 3 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. So let's get the meat started and we'll be right back. So I've got a large pot here and I've added about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, but go ahead and use vegetable oil if you like. We cook a lot with olive oil. And we'll just sweat our onions, so a few minutes just to sweat the onions before we put in the meat. All right, so my onions were ready, so I cooked a few minutes and I just threw in my ground beef. And I'm just gonna break it down and cook it down till it's no longer pink. We want it gray. We don't want it fully cooked, but as long as you no longer see pink anymore. And I do this, make sure it's cooked before I throw in my spices. And let's talk about the ground beef. So we're using extra lean, so there won't be that much fat rendered, and that's why I'm not putting the spices in yet, because if you put the spices right away and there's a lot of fat, you're gonna have to drain it anyway. All the spices go with that fat. So, but you'll notice with extra lean, there won't be much fat. So my ground beef has cooked for about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little less. You'll notice it's no longer pink. It's a nice gray color. Well, is gray really a nice color? I like gray. So now is when we add in most of our ingredients. So first off, we'll start off with our carrots.
This is a perfect way to throw in vegetables.
Yes, yeah, sneak in those vegetables, guys.
Yep.
I know a lot of chili recipes don't call for vegetables. Like I always add vegetables in whenever I can.
And it's great for the kids.
Absolutely. And for the adults too.
Oh, absolutely.
So we've got the carrots, the pepper. Let's throw in our diced tomatoes. and our crushed tomatoes, and our spices. Last but not least, I don't want to waste. Let's get as much as I can.
And the beans go in later.
The beans, because they're cooked, they go in later. So the chili powder, garlic powder, cumin, and my salt and pepper. So now what we'll do is we'll let this cook, simmer down for about, the chili is a type of recipe, the longer it cooks, the better it tastes. So what we'll do is we'll let this cook for at least an hour on medium low. Occasionally give it a nice stir because you don't want anything burning at the bottom. So yeah, so cook it for about an hour. Come back and throw in your beans. So we'll be back in an hour. We'll get this chili cooking. So it's been a good hour, and look at this. Our chili is ready. It looks delicious.
Oh,
so if you find that it's too thick, add a little more water. If it's too thin, let it cook down for a little longer. But this is just right for me. So now it's time to add in our cooked beans, red kidney beans. And we'll just let this cook down for about another minute or so. We just want to make sure, because the beans were cold here. They're cooked but cold. We just want to make sure they warm up, they cook thoroughly. They're nice and warm.
And we will be calling the boys soon to have our chili with our homemade biscuits and see what they have to say
about our world famous chili.
So we plated our chili and we have our 2 taste testers here. Let's see if we can get an AA or an A. What do you guys think?
Be honest. Be honest.
It's great. Yay.
Yay.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, yay.
So is this a keeper?
It's a keeper.
Well,
Definitely
guys,
a keeper.
Would you guys try this recipe?
I will eat this again.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well,
most definitely.
Oh, good. Well, we hope you enjoyed this recipe, and thank you for watching.
Simply
Delicious
Delicious Duo.